What's up, beautiful people? Alex James Tice here, bringing you Wisdom Walker Yoga, full class titled Breaking the Dysfunctional Familiar. In a world that spins madly on, be the one to reset yourself and end the cycle of sorrows and heal what the ancestors called for you to heal. You're born to do this. Love eternal, everyone. See you in the practice. All right, here we are again. Another sacred flow, landing in yoga space. So just come onto your yoga mat and find yourself into your first grounding yoga position. Child's pose, always a classic. So you can bring your knees apart, bring the big toes together, and slide the hips back towards the heels. Outstretch the arms all the way forward. Let your head lovingly rest, forehead kissing the earth on the ground. You're landing into your space. You're about to expand time. You're about to deepen into your own self as consciousness, as presence. And so we may notice things like the mind and the mental tendencies, the emotional spaces, right? The body feel, just all these sensory stimuli flying around. But just let the movement of whatever is flowing externally, just let it roll through and be the internal observance. A powerful technique to stabilize your energy and to bring yourself back into your core of your center. You can start to feel your body on the ground. So you've already made a conscious shape. You're in child's pose. Now begin to notice, the knees grounded down, the tops of the feet gently pressing into the earth. Right, your forearm pads and your hands and fingertips all stretched out long, just melted down. And even that forehead nice and steady. Right, seeing the wisdom of the earth plane. If you want to gently swivel your head left or right, like you're massaging temple to temple, that can be a nice little space to open out the base of the skull and kind of move through some of the frontal lobe executive space of the mind. And anything that you are observing energetically on the inside, right? Tendencies of mind or emotional currents, right? Because we are coming from, a day or a week or a month, or maybe we're in a clearing cycle, right? There's a lot of times when energy starts to move and gets released from the inner depths of us for processing, because it can't always be stored away and swept under the rug. It has to reach resolution. Things do have to move into the next chapter. So as things do arrive, put them in, your metaphorical rear view mirror, because, they've already happened. And of course, your mind is there and you're still watching it, right? So say you did come from a busy day, or there's something in the past that's still weighing on you. There's a rear view mirror inside your mind and you're the one watching it. And notice how it's already behind you, and that creates a healthy distance from the past, so you're no longer tethered to it energetically, which means you're somewhere else. Right? You're in the present moment of the eternal now, and you can create anew. So let's take a moment and let's set an intention for this yoga practice. Mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual are 4 wonderful pillars that you can lean into to really establish the continuity of this intention of your highest self coming to be. Or you could simply ask yourself how yoga shows up for you. Feel how you're aligning all the pieces. You're putting yourself in the space for success. Right? You're planting yourself in an internal environment with alignment, which is going to bring forth the manifestation of the dream that is your ultimate life as you awaken into it and become it fully. Beautiful. With the intention set, the breath deep, and the body ready, we are ready to continue. So let's float it all the way up easy into a tabletop. We'll find ourselves in 4 on the floor, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Spread the fingers wide and push the palms into the earth, and feel the arms drawn to 2 strong pillars. Now feel your spine and your mind's eye floating bridge from tailbone to crown of head. And let's gently move that spine through some cow-cat tilts to bring some life force circulation into your body. Sternum drops to earth, shoulder blades squeeze behind, inhale flows deep. Exhale, shoulder blades part, top of back to sky. On the exhale, arcing through. Now back and forth you go. Undulate your spine like this rainbow bridge of life force and consciousness. And again, notice that you're moving everything from matter to energy. So the blood flow's circulating, right? The lymphatics are moving. You're opening out the synovial fluid production so your joints get that healthy lubrication too. Right? Clears out all of the inflammation as you take loving movements. But you're also shifting the rhythm of your nervous system, right? When you take these movements, they're going to be calming movements, as they're going to center you into a harmonized flow, right? Balanced brain waves, heart waves, and lung waves. So let's level out of this one, tabletop, nice and steady, we return. Let's open to a side balance. Take our left leg, float it out behind you. You can either rest the toes on the ground or fully lift the foot and the leg parallel in air. And then let's balance on right arm and float left arm to sky. So we're going to take a side balance. Roll the left hip over the right hip, left shoulder over right shoulder. Push through that right hand, so right chest and shoulder hover. And notice how you're tuning into your center of gravity, all right, which you have to tune into through feeling, non-mentally. So let's take that left arm. Can you reach it forward to where the crown of the head is pointing, still maintaining side balance and still breathing deep? And if you'd like, take an inhale and bend that left leg back on the exhale and grab it with your left hand. Find an early side bow feel. So you're balancing and you're opening up some flexibility. You still have that foundational core strength coming online because tabletop variations are beautiful for this. Take one more inhale, fill your body. On the exhale, gently release, smooth with control, tabletop, hand knee to ground. And then simple shift, other side, right leg extends out. Float the right arm open as you balance on left side body. Now roll the right hip over the left and roll the right shoulder over the left shoulder. Push through that left hand. And then extend out through the lifted limbs. And if you'd like, take your right fingertips and point them forward like you're drawing a really beautiful horizon from right heel all the way through right fingertips, maintaining that side lift. You're still on that side vertical. Now draw a big inhale in, and then bend the right leg back on the exhale and grab it with right hand. Find that half bow feel. And as you lightly kick foot through hand, you can feel your right hip flexor and your right pec minor, front shoulder opening, right? Opening these spaces, you're rebalancing posture, which is reestablishing healthy energy flow. So one more inhale, and then carefully release with conscious control. Exhale, hand knee to ground, tabletop. Tuck the toes and float the hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. As you come to down dog, walk your hands to the edge of the yoga mat so they're nice broad base. And then spread your fingers wide like rays of the sun. So you open out the palm chakras and the fascia networks of the hands. Push the hands into the earth, making solid contact with the ground. So you're fortifying the presence of strength, which will emanate through your whole body. And feel how as you press through the hands, the arms activate into strong pillars, right, which hold up your body. So let the head relax as you lift the hips, because this is all about opening the spinal bridge. The spine is the primary spacious center that we want to open up, and that will activate the potential of everything else, right? Because the spine's the foundation of the physical body. The spinal cord's in there too. So physicality and energetics right in that core system. And now as the head's relaxed, take a couple of conscious deep breaths. Inhale, feel the air rush through the nose deep into the body. See if you can breathe into your belly button. And then exhale, feel the release and notice the emotive power of letting out whatever has been repressed, right? Because our cells hold a lot of tension, right? Cells, the nervous system, the tissues, it's all energetics. So take one more big inhale, fill the lungs. Should feel good to have the lung tissue stretch and you consciously feeling the sensation. And then the exhale, just that sweet release as you're moving through the cycles of your life. Now on the next inhale, let's roll it out, high plank, upper push-up. Just come into that horizontal staff position, pausing an upper push-up, still breathing. Feel the palms pressed into the earth, shoulder blades broaden across the upper back. And the navel and hips may be slightly lifted, barely above parallel. So you got that hollow body, core gymnast strength. We're going to take one more inhale, upward push up, big breath in. And then on the exhale, lower to earth, either knees or toes as you soften down. Release the feet at the bottom. And let's take a few cobras. So hands are under shoulders. Inhale, raise the chest, scooping upward, shoulders roll back, inhale. Now on the following exhale, soften back low. Here comes a couple more cobras. This one's going to be a cobra twist to the right. So inhale, breathe up, gaze over right shoulder and peer back towards your right heel on the inhale. And then exhale, softly return back to neutral middle low plank. Cobra twist to the left. Inhale, raise up, peer over left shoulder, gazing back to that left heel line. Exhale, float it back to center middle. And one time, cobra right up the middle. Inhale, scoop the chest, shoulders back, maybe lightly start to gaze to sky as breath flows into the hips. And then exhale, cycle low, and we'll float it all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Awesome, fingers still spread wide, palms strong, head and neck relaxed, hips high. Pedal out your feet, walk your dog, bend one knee, straighten the other leg. Maybe shake your head yes or no. Again, sense out the opening. Consciously track yourself through this process of yoga, which means union, as you're unifying yourself with your higher aspects of presence, right out of the head and into the heart, and through the heart into eternity. So let's take an inhale, lift both heels, bend the knees, exhale, travel feet, top of mat. Let's come right into a forward fold, hinge over those hips as knees bend, belly rests over thighs. Arms can either hang long or you can grab opposite elbows, basketing around head. Maybe sway a little left or right. Feel the untethering, and you're riding gravity right now. Because we use gravity a couple of ways. This one's more passive, really helps balance out and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is a huge energy transit system that we want to learn how to consciously activate. We want to get into a space where we can really move our energy, right, from a place of self-mastery and not be pulled around by our programs. So these yoga poses have an extra dimension of consciousness and self-attunement that is not fully there in a lot of other practices in mainstream life. All right, so from here, let's come back to neutral middle, halfway flat back, hands to shins. Inhale, heart forward, tailbone sails back. Press your hands into the shins, draw the arms straight and roll the shoulders back a bit, loading that sweet spinal line, taking the round out of your back as best as possible, and opening up the space of your inner chambers. Right? Once you feel spacious on the inside, the outside worldly perception shift. So it's a matter of mastering your inner reality, and that'll help you navigate the outer reality. So one more inhale, feel the air pull all the way down into the hips. Exhale, bow, and let that spine release low. Now reverse swan dive, we're rising through gravity, building that vertical lift, arms to sky. Lace the fingers and roll the palms up nice and steady. We'll take another inhale as feet push through earth and palms press high. Turn your heart and body to left side room on the exhale, keeping the height, and then lean back, adding an arcing twist, adding that arcing dimension into the high vertical twist. Now on the following inhale, circle back forward, and then exhale, turn heart and body off the right side room for the twist, and exhale, leaning back, and add that whole arcing space on the other half side of your body as you move through all of the dimensions, left and right half mirror connected. Inhale back, smooth to middle. You can lean back as fingers release and swan dive. Exhale, forward fold, glide your body low. Halfway flat back, draw on that middle space. Plant the hands, exhale, step it on back. High plank, same out breath, glide through all the way. Low plank or chaturanga. Either cobra or up dog if you want to go a little higher. Scoop the chest, shoulders back, inhale all the way down into the hips. And then exhale, pull the hips back, downward facing dog, coming back to that nice inverted V shape. Fingers still spread wide, arms are strong, head and neck relaxed. You're moving through these poses like waves, reconditioning the holding pattern, right? You got to do conscious movements to set a new spaciousness in the body and in the nervous system. Because a lot of the stuff we're repeating, we're not aware we're repeating it, but our body's still feeling the repetitions of holding tension, so it's accustomed to it. So we're breaking the dysfunctional familiar and coming back into conscious attunement of the natural organic, right? And we're making the natural organic the familiar again. So let's take some sun salutations. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, travel feet, top of mat. Halfway flat back on the inhale. Bow low, exhale. Reverse swan dive, rise for sky. Listen for change to your right. T-twist, exhale, spiral wide. Right hand behind, left in front. Inhale, circle back up, high lift, and then glide it off. Exhale, left side T-twist. Inhale, breathe it up to upward salute and lean it back. And then exhale, cascade, swan dive, flow it low. Halfway flat back, levitate, middle inhale. Plant the hands, hop or step it back, high to low. Here's another vinyasa flow, exhale. Cobra, up dog, scoop the chest, big breath, inhale. Hips back, downward facing dog, exhale. Awesome. Circulation of breath and body takes you out of clunky mental mind and into more fluid, silky, smooth, conscious essence. All right, flow state, just bringing yourself back to you. And as you shift your internal reality, you're going to change how you perceive the outer reality. All right. So when we change the way we look at things, things change. And that's why when we change and deepen into our own relationship with self and we evolve ourselves, everything else changes because we've evolved. So let's take 2 more of these sun salutations back to back. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, exhale, travel feet, top of mat. Halfway flat back, inhale. Bow low, exhale. Reverse swan dive, build yourself tall, inhale. To right T-twist, spiral, exhale. Inhale, back to upward salute and fly it left side, exhale, open wide. Inhale, peel it back up tall and lean back. And then cascade, swan dive, exhale, out, breath through. Halfway flat back, fill the lungs. Plant the hands, hop or step back. With your controlled lower exhale, low push up, empty the lungs. Cobra up dog, draw the inhale in smooth. And then hips back, downward facing dog, exhale, 1 more to go. Heels lift, inhale. Bend knees, travel body, top of mat, exhale. Halfway flat back, feeling some rhythm. Exhale, soften and sweetly. Reverse swan dive, inhale, build yourself tall. To right, spiral wide open. Inhale, fly it back to high center. Exhale, left, claim your space. Inhale, back up high to clear, and then forward fold to flow low. Halfway flat back, breath draws in. Plant the hands, hop or step back. Another vinyasa. Elbows brush by ribs, core strong, glide smooth. Scoop the chest from earth, inhale, rise up. And then exhale, hips back or child's pose or downward facing dog as you come back into your place to settle for your own conscious attunement. So where's your seat of power? And is the seat of power where the mind feels comfortable, right? Or is the seat of power where you consciously feel that harmonization, right? Remember, harmonization is a unification, seeing the common divinity within all things. And remember, you study your mind, it's a tool of categorization. It likes to put things into, different spaces and create boundaries, which is very useful, right? But at the same time, the mind, if it's not balanced, can create division, right? So the higher parts of us above mind reunify, right? So we see the unique divinity of all things. Everything's unique, but we all come from the same source, right? And that's the essence of love. And all spiritual teachings really tune us back into the energy, the frequency, and the consciousness of what love is. And love's an eternal space where all potential is manifest. So all you're doing is loving yourself, coming back to you and unifying yourself fully. So call to mind the intention that you set at the beginning of your yoga practice. And with this in your awareness, let's float it all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to take our right leg sky high, give it a nice big breath up, and then go right knee to right core. Just exhale and see, can you squeeze it in there and pull the quad up into your belly button? Push the hands through the earth. And then beautiful. Reach right leg back to sky, opening length, letting blood flow. And then exhale, step the right leg all the way through top of mat. Let's stay on the back left toes. Find an early high crescent. Torso lifts, arms blaze to sky. So lunging into right leg, balancing on back left toes, hips are squared forward. Feel how the heart slightly lifted and the arms extend up off of the lifted heart. Feel the breath flowing through. You're consciously tuned into all these dimensions, right? Because mind can really be dense. A lot of people go through the day-to-day and they forget their breathing. They forget that they can shift their awareness. It's almost like the mind magnetizes them to these spaces, right? And it's an unhealthy binding. So we're here to break the binding, right? And free ourselves from bondage, right? Back into our power, our loving power. So let's take an inhale, reach the hands high, and then hands to prayer on the exhale. Simple power of 3, straighten front leg, hands circle up high to sky. Hands to prayer, exhale. Beautiful. 2 more, inhale, breathe them up. Hands, prayer, exhale. And 1 more, inhale up. Now hands to prayer on the exhale and open the arms wide horizontally, palms to sky. Lift the heart up and lean back, gesture of vitality as you put a nice arcing back bend to your own degree through the body. Feel how the breath can move energy. Your body's using energy through the muscularity, right? At the same time, right? That breath is moving more than oxygen. You can sense it, right? Even yourself that you can focus as awareness, that's energy. And you can move your energy around and focus on different things. So it's a lot more than matter, right? Spirit guides matter. And through the yoga poses, you can feel this reality more and more, increasingly awakening to your power each day. Let's take 1 more inhale. Hands to prayer on the exhale, and then reach hands all the way to earth through same exhale, leaning forward. Awesome. We are going to spiral right arm to sky. So let's take a nice easy opening. Push your left hand to earth and glide open the right ribs. Belly button rotates over the right thigh, dragonfly twist, and feel how you're opening your body into new dimensions. We'll take 1 more inhale as right hand reaches. Exhale, right hand to earth, and now look back at your left foot, spin it flat, and scooch it up about a foot so you shorten your stance. Here comes pyramid pose. Push your hips back as right leg lengthens and straightens. Torso melts over the right thigh. Arms part the forward right leg. Now we're working on some of the back leg lines, spinal space as well with the hips. So see if you can steer your hips. Push your right hip bone backward as you pull your left hip bone forward. All right. And you can drive your feet down and away into the yoga mat like you're pushing your forward foot down and forward and your back foot down and backward. And that'll help you steer the hips. Beautiful. Let's take 1 more inhale. Bending into right knee, exhale, hands plant to earth. Step both legs back to high plank. Take an inhale up or push up. And then exhale, lower through vinyasa. Glide it down. Cobra up dog, inhale. Hips back, downward facing dog, exhale. Beautiful. Are the arms still strong? Fingers still wide? Right? Does your foundation feel solid? Because this is, every yoga pose is educating your subconscious mind on how to perceive and to be. Right? Remember, you're shifting whatever's familiar and you're taking it out of dysfunction so you're more familiar with the organic sequence, which is where your power and your security is. So let's take our left leg to sky, big breath up, inhale. Left knee to core, exhale, squeeze it in for a couple breaths. Feel some of the abdominal muscles work, right? Quad to belly button, arms are still pushing through earth. And then float left leg all the way back sky high, inhale. And now step left leg through top of mat, exhale. Here comes high crescent, balance on the back right toes, inhale, lift the torso up, arms blaze to sky. We're lunging into the left leg with toes straight, balancing on the back right toes. Hips are squared forward. You're making these vital alignments. You are tuning your instrument, your body vessel, which is designed to play the music of spirit, which is our creation of joy, whatever our heart desires. So as you're coming into these spaces, it's more than just physical fitness, right? It's literally soul and spiritual evolution, right? Because everything is a lesson, right? Life is a classroom, and we're always learning. So as you sit nice and low into the left leg, hearts lifted, reach the arms a little higher. Big inhale, hands to prayer on the exhale. Power of 3, straighten front leg, arms to sky, inhale. Hands, prayer, exhale, lunge. 2 more, inhale, sweep them up. Back to prayer, lunge, exhale, and 1 more. Big breath, high. Hands to prayer, exhale, and open arms, horizontal wide. Activate the horizontal chamber. Palms to sky, lift the heart up and lean back. And now breathe through the arcing curve, right? Because again, that breath is a singing breath. As you breathe through, this arcing curve of the spine, it adds a whole different passage, right? So every pose that you're taking is helping energy move in different ways, right? And the mystics used to know that if you move the body through space gently, like Tai Chi, through the air, it would actually create a singing flow of the molecules. The world and the molecules in the air would actually sing. Right? So that's what you're doing here, is creating that ultra communication, right, of the higher intelligence. So let's take one more inhale. Hands to prayer, exhale, and we're going to lean forward and now reach the hands all the way to earth. Ground your right arm down and spiral left arm to sky. Dragonfly twist. Still in the power of the lunge, right? Still having the span of the legs. So you're still adapting in flexibility and strength. And now you just put your spinal chamber into a huge rotation. So think of all the vertebrae. Each vertebrae is a joint. And you got to move the joints for health to flow through. And you're rolling that left chest open. You're reaching through the left arm. Big inhale. Beautiful. Left hand to earth on the exhale. And look back to your right foot. Spin it flat and scooch it up about a foot. Here comes pyramid pose. Press the hips back so left leg lengthens straight. Arms part the forward left leg as torso surrenders down and melts over, yielding over that left leg, which is really helping you release pent-up energy or old karmic miasms or samskaras. Now, you can actively be in these poses by feeling the lines and then deepening into the posture. It's a way of deeper conscious attunement and integration. Right? So that left hip wants to get pressed back a bit as the right hip pulls forward. So use your intrinsic muscles to steer the hips like a steering wheel. And you can always root down through the feet, pushing feet down in a way to help assist in the opening. We'll take one more inhale. And then bend in the left knee on the exhale as hands plant to earth. Step legs back, high plank inhale, low plank vinyasa exhale. Scoop the chest, cobra up dog, inhale, breathe into your core, and then exhale back, either down dog or child's pose. Come back and integrate the medicine, because you just moved a lot of energy, and we got to let the energy anchor and integrate and become part of us, right? We got to process it. We have to allow ourselves to really become one with it, right? And that's just like when you're conscious listening, right? If you're not listening, your ears hear the words, but it doesn't stick. Now, you don't get the message. It doesn't have that epiphany in your cellular structure or your deep soul resonance, right, where something really strikes a chord, right? And so here you are. You're allowing yourself a place to pause and to feel and to really become, because the pace of the world is so fast, even though we may not realize it because we might have just normalized it, right? The world is actually very incessant. And everyone's chasing the next mental thing, right? Almost in fight or flight or survival mode perpetually. And that is not the way to, one, heal anything, right? Or two, shift into something new, right? It puts us in a very reactionary mode. And a lot of the stuff that we repeat, we just become accustomed to, right? And some of the customs that we're used to, right, are not the organic energetics that are going to help awaken us to our greatest life destiny and truest self. So here you are, breaking the mold, stepping into your own bold life path and becoming who you were born to be. So call to mind the intention that you set at the beginning of your yoga practice. And when you're ready, let's float all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Awesome. Let's take our right leg to sky, give it a nice big inhale, and let's bend the right knee and roll the right hip open. So the belly button points all the way off to that right side wall. Now you can maintain down dog hip integrator. If you want to flip your dog, right foot lands outside a left yoga mat, navel to sky, and right arm opens too. And it's just an option to modify, because you can pick and choose, right, the evolutions of the yoga pose sequences to find that just right edge as you grow your energy and consciousness. So wherever you are, take an inhale, float it back to three-legged dog. Right leg inhales high to sky. Let's do a couple knee to elbows. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, and then inhale back to sky. And then right knee, left elbow. Exhale, bring it back to sky, inhale. Step that right leg through top of mat on the exhale and spin the back left foot flat. Warrior number 2. Left arm rainbows behind, right arm in front. We're going to point the right toes forward and pull the back left foot parallel to the back edge yoga mat. And as you lunge into your right leg, pull your left hip back and have left shoulder track left hip. So hips and shoulders are squared off to left side yoga mat. You want to take a look back at your left arm, make sure it's on the same horizon as the front right arm. And once you got that in line, just gaze forward all the way down those front right fingertips as you enter into Warrior Two, right? Landing into another yoga asana. And every yoga asana is going to have its own lessons, it's its own classroom, it's its own shape. And you're going to have to navigate the shape and attune yourself to the space. But the same breaths here, the same consciousness as you guiding it. Your body's literally just origami, and you're just moving it into these different energetic configurations consciously. It's like a dance. So let's take power 3. Straighten front leg, inhale, hands to sky. Warrior 2, exhale. Beautiful, inhale, breathing back up. Warrior 2, exhale. And one more, nice big breath up. Warrior 2 on the exhale, and let's get some triangle pose. Straighten forward right leg, inhale. Sail forward, slide down, Trikonasana on the exhale. Right hand to right shin. And then roll those left ribs open. All right. Now you got that back left foot. If it's in triangle position, if you want to make it more triangle based, kick the left heel back and point the left toes forward. That'll help you spiral the thigh bones and play with better hip mechanics. Push through the forward right big toe and shift your right hip back to left heel. Now keep reaching your heart forward over that right leg, and then pull the left shoulder blade open enough to find that side plank. Beautiful. On the next inhale, pull it back up to Warrior 2. And if you need to adjust that back foot, make it parallel again so you're back in that Warrior 2 footing. And let's take 3 windmill breaths. So feel your left arm behind you, circle it low and forward, inhale both arms to sky as you face the front of the mat. And then exhale, turn it open, Warrior 2. Beautiful, 2 more. Inhale, left arm circles up. Left arm rainbows behind, exhale. And one more, inhale, breathing up, windmill. Exhale, Warrior 2. Front right palm to sky, lean it all the way up and back. Draw open those easy breaths, peaceful warrior. Ribs are open, spine side bending. Face is peaceful, body strong. Able to balance the different spheres within the one single intelligence, which is just you as consciousness. Same you watches the mind and watches the body. So big inhale. Let's cartwheel the hands all the way to earth. High plank, exhale, low plank. Just glide it all the way through. As you wash it down, take your cobra, your up dog, chest lifts, heart opens, breaths into hips. Exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. Here comes the other side. Left leg to sky, inhale. Bend the left knee, roll the left hip open. Good. Feel that spiral all the way through the body. You can look under left tricep. If you want to flip your dog, left foot lands outside a right yoga mat, navel to sky, left arm spirals open, wild thing, flipped dog. Or just maintain down dog hip integrator. All these poses are evolving you. They're taking you out of the sedentary state and bringing you into an evolutionary space where you're just going to adapt and evolve and grow and heal and learn and expand. All right, straighten that left leg back to sky. Let's all come back, 3-legged dog on the inhale. Couple knee to elbows, left knee, left tricep, exhale. Back to sky, inhale. Left knee, right tricep, exhale. Back to sky, inhale. Step the left leg through top of mat, exhale. Spin the back right foot flat, warrior number 2, right arm rainbows behind, left and front. Good, set it up for success. Foundation first, putting yourself in a place to succeed. Left toes point forward, back right foot spun flat, parallel back edge yoga mat. Lunging into that left leg. Pull your right hip back. Have your right shoulder track your right hip, so hips and shoulders squared off to right side yoga mat. Feel your navel, the heart's lifted, there's no collapsing in your spine, which, if your spine's collapsing, then you're gonna have a weight in your psyche, in your mind, that will lead down roads that you don't need to travel. So as you position your body consciously, it takes inner strength to hold it, and you're actually conditioning your mind, right? Just like you forge your body, right? Like a blacksmith would forge armor. Well, your mind is the same process, right? You can really cultivate a diamond mind. And how does coal get turned into diamond? With great pressure, right? We already know we're eternal beings, right? We can never be destroyed. The body's just a piece of clothing, right? Our mind can change programs. We can put different programs into the mind. right? So we get to choose who we want to become, right? And that goes deeper into the heart resonance, right? We start to listen to our heart, and then our heart and our mind can work together, and we can really spiritualize our reality from the inside out. As you remember, you have to master your inner reality before you can ever change your outer reality. So let's straighten that forward left leg, inhale. Triangle pose, exhale. Sail forward and slide down. Left hand down, left shin. Kicking the hips back as heart reaches forward. You want to come into triangle footing. Kick the right heel back and point the right big toes forward. And that'll help spiral the thigh bones, giving you better hip mechanic. And it's the lumbopelvic rhythm, right, of the hips and the lower back. That's a huge zone, right, that sets up a lot of ripple effects through the body. All right. Now as the heart's reaching over the left leg, right shoulder blades rolled open, fill your body with the breath. Conscious attunement to skillful breathing is such a beautiful rite of passage into your next chapters of life, of higher evolution, right? Because we're going to repeat lessons until we learn them. So as we become more conscious of stuff, it accelerates our learning, and we really integrate exactly what we came here to learn, to heal, and to bring as a gift to not only ourselves, but all life everywhere. All right, strong core, pull it back up, warrior two. As you elevate right hand behind, left in front, reposition the right foot back parallel to the back edge mat so you have that solid foundation. Here come 3 windmill breaths. So let's take that left. Right arm, pull it forward, inhale, sky high. Warrior two, exhale, open out. 2 more, right arm, peel it all the way up. Warrior two, exhale, open. And 1 more, circle right arm low, pull it high, inhale, and rainbow it behind, exhale. Front left palm to sky, peaceful warrior. Arc those ribs up and back. Stay strong in the left leg. Face is peaceful, body strong. Resolve, trust, confidence, leading to joy through noble discipline, right? Self-care, self-love, self-efficacy. 1 more inhale, breathe it in. Cartwheel the hands all the way to earth. Exhale, high to low. Vinyasa flow. As you glide down, ride that body through. And then find your cobra, your up dog. Inhale, breathe that heart, shine it bright. Exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to walk our hands all the way back towards our feet. Let's go to the back of the yoga mat, forward folds. Easily halfway flat back, inhale. Bow low, exhale. Reverse swan dive, rise to sky, float it all the way up on the inhale. Hands heart center prayer, exhale. Here comes a nice little balancing series. We're going to balance on the right foot for tree pose. Left toes kickstand, calf perch, or inner thigh. As you root down through the right foot, all 4 corners, big toe mound, pinky toe mound, inner back heel, outer back heel, like 4 tires of a car, grounded down. You're pushing the leg strength from the core, from navel down, and then the heart is lifting up from navel up. So again, grounding and rising are actually 2 energies, but they're actually the same because they're working together to create a unified posture. Just like inhale and exhale creates the full circulation. So who's the one that's watching the duality? Who's the one that unifies the polarity? Take your arms, reach into sky if they're not already there. Take an inhale. And then bend the left knee and grab it in front of you on the exhale. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to gently quarter step left foot. Take a balancing step forward. And now shift onto the left leg. And let's come into dancer. Right leg can pull behind you. Find it with your right hand. Left arm to sky. As you reach up on the inhale, lean forward as you kick back through right hand foot on the exhale. Taking your elegant lean into dancer energy. Once you find your stride, you're dancing through life. Right, so these yoga poses are all about handling adversity, about finding your one true space and your inner strength to move through the lessons of life. Awesome. When you're ready, pull the right knee back forward on the inhale, hugging it, and then gently quarter step the right leg forward on the exhale. Balancing on right leg, dancer pose left side, left leg floats behind you. Grab it with left hand as right arm inhales to sky. Take a big breath up, and then when you're ready, exhale, lean forward and kick through back, left and foot. Getting skilled in both halves of the body. Right, how we use our body does influence how our mind adapts and hardwires the neurological tree. So again, you're putting in really supreme programs, really ultimate you level of self-integration inside. So one more inhale. Bring that left knee back forward on the exhale. We're going to take one more step. Left foot top of mat. Ground it down. Tree pose. Balance on your left foot. Standing vertical. Right toes kickstand or calf perch or inner thigh. As you root down, hands maintain prayer, or they could open out branches. You have this very conscious path that you just walked. You notice how much you got out of 4 steps. 4 poses, right? Depth over distance. Took your time, you consciously really observed the power of all things, and you really made a memory of the moment. So we'll reach the hands up, big inhale, feet to ground, hands to heart center, prayer, exhale. Circle the arms back to sky on the inhale. One time fierce pose, squat the hips, arms circle through on the exhale. Belly button pulls in as hips sit down and back. Heart lifts up and the arms are an extension of the tailbone. So reach nice and high. We're going to go power of 5 for some fanning breaths. Big inhale. Just the torso and arms forward fold. Swoop the arms behind. Exhale. Back to fierce on the inhale. 4 more. Exhale. Swoop it through fanning. Inhale. Breathe in. Lungs fill. Arms high. Exhale. Swoop it through. Inhale. Rise back. Another pass through on the exhale. Inhale, rise up smooth. One more down and up, good measure. Exhale through. Inhale, fierce and stand tall. Body draws up and arcs back, leaning back in breath. Exhale, swan dive, cascade, forward fold down. Halfway flat back, lengthen spine. Plant the hands, hopper step back, high to low. Vinyasa, your life is right on time. Exhale down through to earth and then cobra, rise up, new day, inhale. Hips back, downward facing dog, exhale, and here comes pigeon pose. Right leg to sky, big breath up, inhale. Wrap the right leg under and through on the exhale. Right foot crosses left knee, straight through the back left toes. Hips melt down as leg works long behind, and then torso softens all the way forward as you land into your own space. And this is your space. Notice how you're reclaiming your unique energy signature. A lot of people say, I just want to feel like myself. I just need my space. Well, what is your space, right? Because you're always you. You could never not be you. And we know that life is a mixture of different energies and consciousness flowing through. And so we have a lot of stuff flowing through us. And the ancient art of spiritual enlightenment is a form of self-purification, where you really fortify your own inner connection and establish a self-relationship that is so deep that you can maintain through any waves of life. And of course, it's an ever-evolving journey. We're growing as life is flowing, right? We're traveling down the river of life. And so these conscious skills are tuning us in so that we are well-equipped. And our life is right on time. Your life is right on time. Right? You're exactly where you need to be, trusting in the process. And you have these tools of the yoga asanas and any other spiritual thing that helps you. And it doesn't have to be mystical to be spiritual. Anything that tunes you back into love is going to be a noble beacon that centers you back in and rises you above the shadows of mind and the dissonance of unbalanced emotions and perceptions. All right, when you're ready, let's come out of this. Hands under shoulders, torso lifts. You can slide all the way up and back, tabletop or down dog, however you want to release the hip out. As you breathe smooth, when you're ready, left leg can float high, inhale. You can wrap left leg under and through pigeon pose, exhale. right knee softens to the ground, release the right toes all the way along behind you and let the hips melt all the way down. As the hips ground down, torso melts all the way forward. Gently spiraling your right hip bone to face the earth best you can, observing yourself and seeing the movement of energy, right? Settling into your own space and time, finding your groove, right? Taking the edge off, right? Because there's going to be ups and downs. There'll be challenges of energy that comes in, and we'll feel things, and it's okay to feel unsettled. It's only temporary, right? So once you can remember that you're eternal, then all the transient spaces really don't shake you as much, because it's just a movement that's passing through. So as you come through here, notice how you see yourself differently. It's still the same you, but you've deepened into your own depth. And that depth fortifies you through the movement of the external wakes. All right, the waves of life. Because life is full of dynamic experiences, but you're one true center. And you go deeper and deeper every time you do something sacred. And every moment of every day is a blessing. So you can always reconnect and find that sacred space wherever you are, whenever you are. Your life is right on time. Let's take an easy inhale when you're ready to come out of this. Hands under shoulders, torso lifts. Circle that long leg all the way through. And then nice and steady, let's extend the legs out straight. Take a nice seated position. Beautiful. And then let's take that right leg and bend the knee and cross it over the left leg. Hug that right knee on an inhale. And then spiral off to your right side. Right hand behind tailbone. Exhale, grounds down. Lift the heart, shoulder blade, squeeze back, inhale. And then turn and gaze over right shoulder. Exhale, take a couple of breaths. Nice seated spinal twists. And resetting the programs. Taking yourself out of lower reality and bringing yourself into more of an optimized energetic. So one more inhale. Release forward on the exhale. Right leg floats out long, extends next to left leg. And then pull the left knee up and in on an inhale. Cross it over the right leg on the exhale. Hug that left knee. Inhale, and then spiral left arm behind. Exhale. Shoulder blade squeeze behind, heart lifts. Inhale. And then turn and gaze down left shoulder on the exhale. Notice how you're rooted and you're still rising. You have both of the grounding and rising energies. As long as you control your spine consciously, you're able to move through life in a very evolved way. So one more inhale. Release forward on the exhale and let the left leg lengthen out nice and long. Elevate both arms to sky. Big reach up, inhale. Forward fold, Paschimottanasana on the exhale. Torso over thigh, head towards knees. Arms reach to shins, ankles, feet, or toes. And just melt inward into yourself. And notice how awareness is guided by consciousness, because you can focus your awareness from one thing to another. You can shift your attention. So who is the shifter? It's you as all-pervasive consciousness, right? Just your presence. And as you remember yourself as this ultimate level of your being, your true identity, right? Then you can point your awareness and attention at different things. And as you're consciously pointing your attention at things, you're cultivating a deeper relationship. You're coming back into more attunement. You can harmonize that space. We do it with the body posturally. Right? As you're melting in here, you're consciously aware of your body softening and feeling the breath. But this is how we elevate out of trauma programs too. We remember that we're the one watching the program. And even though the body's having a very strong response to some of the trauma, we're still deeper than that intensity. And we rise above it like an eagle above a storm and create freedom to shift and reprogram. So when you are ready, let's roll it all the way up on an inhale. And then just make sure there's space behind you on your mat on the exhale and roll it all the way back letting your spine lay down behind supine. And as you come on back, you can either come back to a knee hug, which is a really nice loving centering space. And you may need to ground the heels down by the glutes and take a little extension, a little bridge to balance out the forward fold. So heels by glutes, just reach, see if you can touch heels with fingers. And then press up the hips as you push down through the heels. You can lace the fingers underneath the lower back and roll and scoot and tuck the shoulders. Create a nice shoulder shelf. And you're breathing all the way through. And again, you're learning about yourself. And so many people have so little self-knowledge, right? Like that saying, so many selfies, so little self-knowledge, right? So you have a beautiful S-curve in the spine. You've been taking care of your lumbar spine, your thoracic spine, and your cervical spine. And remember, that's a singing S-curve. And when you're in alignment, your life sings because your consciousness flows and your heart glows. Let's just lift the hips a little higher. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll the spine down until the tailbone's the last to touch the earth at the bottom of the exhale. And then let's float the legs up. Find an inversion. Legs can be straight up, invisible wall, like candlestick. Maybe knees bent, grab feet, happy baby pose as knees pull by side ribs. You can rock around in happy baby pose. Or if you feel like the vertical elevation is still on the main space for you, just keep rising up, shoulder stand, hands to hip bones, legs straight to sky, point the toes, or bend it all the way into plow pose. Let the legs drop over. Head and feet can touch ground. Hips are still to sky. Take a couple of breaths. Come in and just let your world lovingly be upside down, gently mixing it up. Because remember, your one true center is never discombobulated. Right? Up, down, east, west, forward, back. It's all relative in a certain way because you're in the eternal now always. Right? So find your center and you'll find your life empowerment. And all you have to do is find yourself to find your center. And the you that you are searching for, you've always been and you could never not be. And as you deepen into observance and you just realize that you're always watching everything, once you become the watcher, right, pure consciousness, that's your power. You can harmonize anything from your natural state. But gently, easily bring it on back in the middle. Come on, smooth, find that final knee hug, squeeze in, head towards knees, little ball, inhale. And then easily on the exhale, release out, arms and legs melt all the way through. Let all your weight melt into the earth, leaving you weightless for next easy little bit. Shavasana. y'all. Just gently, easily, steadily start to breathe yourself back in the body. Wiggle those fingertips, wiggle those toes, circle those wrists or ankles. Stretch out long through arms or legs. Take a couple easy breaths drawn through full body stand until you're ready to come back to classic knee hug. As you find your center, either roll off to your side fetal position or gently float it up, grounded down in seated position, hip bones lovingly. Balance on earth as spine elevates up. As we find this inner space, inner vertical, if you want to take 3 centering breaths to tune in, float the arms sky high, inhale. Hands, heart, center, prayer, exhale. And 2 more if you like. Inhale up. Heart, prayer, exhale. And 1 more, inhale. Hands, heart, prayer, exhale. Hands, prayer in front of heart. We'll close with 3 sacred Om, AUM. If you'd like to join in, please draw and inhale in now. Beautiful. Let the thumbs float up to your forehead, prayer hands in front of your now diamond mind as a final reminder of the one who's always witnessing, which is you as pure, eternal consciousness. So way behind the thoughts of your mind and way behind the emotions of your body, at the core center of yourself, there's eternal stillness, peace, and clarity, which is you in your natural state. In this space, call to mind the intention that you set at the beginning of your yoga practice, noticing that you fully merged with this intention and you're now shining brighter, not only lighting the way for yourself brighter, but also shining the way brighter for all others, as we're all walking each other home. With this sacred awareness and connection, take an inhale, bow in gratitude, reverent respect, and anything else that comes to you on the exhale. Rising back on the inhale, hand settle, heart center, prayer, exhale. As you fully merge with your breath, feeling your peaceful power, draw an inhale in. In your own time, easily exhale, carrying with you your peaceful power for the rest of the day and the days to come. Namaste.